Hey everybody, what's up? It is me, speaker, author, master motivator, Yakima here with today's recode moment, which will not be 60 seconds because it's too good to be that short, okay? First of all, if you haven't already, like me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Yakima Speaks or Master Motivator. I am super excited about today's message, which is entitled Get in the Zone. So, if you have ever played sports, I love sports. There are so many analogies and metaphors about when you get just in that flow, when you hit it just right, when you shoot the shot just right, when you throw the ball just right, when you just get in the zone. And so that's what today's message is all about, getting in the zone when everything is in alignment and it just feels fantastic. It feels great. It feels wonderful. Everyone's in the stands like cheering and rooting for you, and everything is on one accord. And so that's what today's message is all about, getting in the zone. This message is inspired by Mr. Tim Tebow himself, right? So this comes in the game situation where Tim and team, they were at 4th and goal with 7 seconds on the clock. 4th and goal, okay, with 7 seconds on the clock. That's an intense situation. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to make it? Is he going to get it in? Is what's going to happen, right? Is what everyone is saying. But the outcome is not the focus of this conversation. The purpose of this conversation is his spiritual gift, his spiritual life, how he led, what type of leader he was. And so the scripture that he went to for that was in Jeremiah. As for me, I am in your hands. Do with me whatever you think is good and whatever you think is right. As for me. Okay, see that hit me differently. Because sometimes when you are called, you will not be like everyone else. Your success can have highs and lows, but the core of who you are will remain the same if you are different, if you are set apart. So sometimes in your life, you will have to say, as for me, even in COVID-19, what does your as for me look like? As for me. What does your as for me look like? That's the first statement. Because you have to declare, you have to decree, as for you, what will your life, what will your faith, what will your determination, what will your gumption, what will your heart, smart, guts, and look? As for you, what does that look like? Is it wavering? Is it unwavering? Right? Those are questions we all have to ask ourselves. But as for me, I am in your hands. Very next sentence. I am in your hands. See, this just, it gets me going. I'm in your hands, meaning that as for me, I have decided to believe, I have decided to have faith, and I have decided to make a determination that as for me, I am in the hands of something higher, bigger, greater than I am. Okay, because there is some point in my life where I will keep hitting, I will keep bumping, I will keep going against things that I have no control over. So as for me, I am in a being's hands that is higher than I. Is that your testimony? Do you really feel that way? Or are you still trying to hold on to the little pieces that you can control? Are you still trying to do things your way? Are you still trying to maneuver and to manipulate and to act in ways that are simply just you? Or are you acting in ways that says, hey, you know what? I am in somebody else's hand. And the person's hand, for me, that is God, okay? As for me, my hands, I don't have control. I don't have the ability to do what I need to do. I don't have the capability right now in the physical sense. There's something more supernatural that has to happen. There's something supernatural that has to happen. And while I'm talking about Tebow, I'm sure there are many other sports figures that say, you know what? I've been at a 4th and goal situation before. And I know one thing for sure is that thing is out of my hands. I've been given the talent. I've been given all the hype, the praise, and all of that. But really, when I get down to it, because I am human, I know that there's something that's greater than me that has to happen. And that's where we need to be right now. That's where we have to be right now, even in COVID-19. As for me, I am in your hands. I'm in your hands. I'm in the hands of God. So do God. You see, God's word never fails. So that's why I get so excited, so hyped up, so intense about this. That's why I couldn't make this 60 seconds, because I know for me in my life, a daughter who lost her mom at 12 years old. I know for me in my life, when everything was against me and people were saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. But as for me and my faith and my house and my spirit and everything that I'm determined to do in my life and for my son and for our generations to come, as for me, I'm in the hands of the Lord, and he will do. Because that is what his word says. He will do with me what he thinks is good and what he thinks is right. What he thinks is good and what he thinks is right, which means that it is not going to harm us. It may not feel good at some moments. It may be intense at some moments. COVID-19 has shaken everybody up. The way that we have to do things, the way that we have to maneuver, the way that we have to think about things. But as for me, I know the God that I serve, and he's a mighty God. He is faithful. He will not relent, and I will not relent on him, which is why I can stand in the midst of tribulation and in the midst of storm, and I can be planted like a tree by the rivers of the water, and I will not sway and I will not move. Even though the branches may go like this a little bit, the root of who I am will not change. And so for you today, can you get in the zone? And a lot of people in your life, you're at 4th and goal. A lot of people in your life right now, this is your 4th and goal situation. God, how am I going to get through this? I don't see any way out. What am I to do? That's not for you to answer. That's not for you to answer. The only thing that we are called to do is to live in our purpose and to live in our creative space and to work in our gift. And when we do that, and when we relent, when we give up every part of our physical selves that say, this natural person that say, I'm in control, and our flesh just wants to do this and our flesh just wants to do that. But when we go deeper, and we take our time to get in our word, and we say, you know what? This is not about my flesh right now. This is a spiritual. We're in spiritual warfare. And some of us will survive, and some of us will not survive. And that is just the truth of the situation. But I tell you right now that we can look to the hills from which cometh our help, and our help cometh from the Lord. He has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and of a sound mind. And I don't care what it takes on today. I don't care what it takes on today. I thank God that we can get in the zone. Now is the time for us to get in the zone. Now is not the time to be complacent. Now is not the time to fear. Now is not the time to question our faith. If there was ever a time for us to be in our faith, it is right now. For faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. So we may not be able to see where God is taking us, but yet and still, can we trust him? I don't know about you on today, but I will. That hit me differently. That scripture hit me differently. Get in the zone on today. If Tebow can get in the zone, you can get in the zone. Your pastor, if they are doing it right, then they are getting in the zone. Your church members, your family. You don't have to look very far. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. It does not have to be somebody famous. Yet and still, can you get in the zone in your own right? Can you look at her, Yakima? Is she in the zone? Yes, I am. Am I uncomfortable? Yes, I am. Yet am I showing up? Yes, I am. Can you look at your mother? Can you look at your father? Can you look at your cousins? Can you look at your community and say, are they in the zone? Are they still getting in the zone? And so as for me, I am in the hands of someone greater, someone much more dynamic than I. It is the reason why I'm able to smile in very adverse situations. It is the reason why I teach my son, hey, pray every day. Pray every day, son. Get on your knees and say your prayers every day without fail. It is the reason why I serve the great I am. It is the reason why I am still able to sustain and maintain. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with my spirit. Because though my flesh may be weak, my spirit is very strong. My spirit is very strong. And so I don't know about you today. I don't know about you today. I have no judgment for you. All I have are words of encouragement because that is my gift. And I will operate fully and I will operate contently in it. Whether I get it perfect or imperfect, it does not matter. I am a vessel and I will be used because I am available. Are you available today? Are you available today? Are you even available to get in the zone? No matter what's happening around you personally, no matter how much trouble is coming to you on every hand, are you able to get in the zone? Are you able to say, God, as for me, I am in your hands. Do with me whatsoever you think is good. And whatsoever you think is right. And if I can switch it up for you, if I need to make it more plain and more simple, the NLV, because that's KJV, the King James Version, the NLV says, as for me, I am in your hands. Do with me whatever you think is best. Whatever you think is best. Are we able to humble ourselves down and say, God, do with me at this time. I know COVID-19 is happening. I know, God, that my job may be in times of uncertainty. I know, God, that my finances may be at time of uncertainty. I know, God, that my family, we cannot connect the way that we normally do. But God, can you do with me in this time? At a time of uncertainty, at a time when I have to have complete faith, at a time when everything is dark around me, can you do with me at this time what you think is best? What you think is best? Because God, here I am, I'm your vessel and I want you to use me. I have no time for simple things. I have no time to try to impress people, God, because at the end of the day, if there was ever a time that we know that you are great, that you are mighty, and that you are in full control, it is now because the entire world has been shut down in unprecedented times in a way that we have never seen before. But God, here I am. And I still stand on faith. And I still stand with you with tears in my eyes, with trouble in my heart, with a lack of faith in my flesh. But my spirit will not be wavering. I will not give up, God, on you. Because I know that you are the God of Moses. I know that you are the God of Jacob. I know that you are the God of Abraham. I know that you are the God that rose again on the third day. I know that you are the God that conquered the grave, God. So everything that I'm still going through may feel heavy, but God, you have already been through it, God. There is nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. And so I don't know if Tim said all of that. But that's what I'm saying, because I'm right here with you. We're all in this thing together. We're all in this together. So in Jeremiah, as for me, I am in the hands of the God, and he can do with me whatever he think is good and whatever he think is right. Yeah, be blessed out there.